I am Ashish, a student of Queen Mary University, London, and would like to demonstrate a group mini project on behalf of my groupmates, Pulkit, Sakshi, Rana, and Mohit. Now our group number is 31. We have prepared a REST-based service interface to manage COVID cases details of United Kingdom using AWS, Python, and Flask. We have also used the concept of container and created Docker file and image to containerize the whole API. This is a very small scale project, but I am sure you will learn something about the RESTful web services now. Okay, so for this project, we will be using AWS. So we need to create one AWS instance. For us, the AWS instance operating system that we are using is Ubuntu. And we also need to establish one RDS database instance. That database instance is related to MySQL. So you can see I have created already one of the database instance that we are going to use for our project. Now let's see the code. So at first we will be importing PyMySQL. PyMySQL is the library to connect to the database instance. We will be using the endpoint that has been given in the database instance and we will be connecting through it. We'll be providing the port, username, and password. After that, we are concerned about where we could find the data that needs to be kept in your table. Okay, for that, we are using a public API that is the COVID API. Okay, if you could see the COVID API, when you fetch that link, you will see that you could receive a JSON file format data that will cover the confirmed cases, recovered cases, deaths, country, population, all those details. Okay, but we are not concerned about all the details. We are only concerned about the details that we have prepared in the table, that is the country, confirmed, recovered, and deaths. For creating a table, we will be using the SQL command create table, and for creating the database, we will be using create database command. For the first function, we will be looking at post. For that, you could see we are using backslash cases. Okay. So now what happens is that it will collect the data from this link and then post it into your table. Okay, so for that we will be using the insert command, that is insert into the table, which is country, confirmed, recovered, deaths, and updated on. All the values will be fetched from this link and it will be fed to your table. Let's talk about some other functions which we have implemented. One of them is the get function. So there are two ways to implement this get function. What we have done, first thing is we have performed one get function to like retrieve all the details from the table. Okay, so for that we have used the select star from the table. Okay, this is the SQL command which we are executing. The second way of doing that is that you want only a particular row that has been updated on a certain time, right? So if you want to retrieve that detail only, you could have like case details and just mention when it has been updated. When you have done that, you will get only a single row with the updated time and updated date with all the details like country, death recovered, all those details. Now, suppose you want to update anything in the table. Okay, so for that, we have also implemented one of the method, which is a put method that uses case details update and also implies any update things that you want to do. Okay, so you just need to mention what all things you need to update and just press enter. After doing that, it will execute a command which is the update table set whatever have you given in the link, it will update according to it. Next function is the delete function that we have used. It is just a delete method which we have used to delete a single row from the table. So whatever row you want to delete it, if you know the updated details, like when has that rows been updated, then you can just simply put that updated date and it will delete that respective row. After that, you could see in here we have used certain SSL context, which is a certificate and a key. So this is used only for serving this API over HTTPS. It is a self-signed certificate that we have used. Now let's see and execute each of the function mentioned. So at first we will need to run the file. So for that, this is Python 3 my app.py. You could also run through the Docker one, but for your convenience, I'm just giving you these details. Okay, so you see here, this is HTTP. It is the API is serving on HTTPS with a port ID of 5050. So let's see and execute. First, we will see if our initial data table is containing any data or not. Okay, so for doing that, we have this function, right? So just copy it and we'll see. We'll see if it's going to run. So for that, we will be needing the instance endpoint. So if you go in here and you find this one, yes, and just write cases. Here it is HTTPS. Okay, so now we are all set. We also need to define the port. After that, we have used that case details. Okay, so let's enter it. Shows continue. So once you continue, you see error. No data is present. So currently your table is not containing any data. Now let's insert some data into our table. So when you push it as in case, okay, which I have already explained you, it inserts the data, right? So let's suppose it was cases, okay. So you see in here, okay, you've got all these details, but we are only capturing the details, that is the confirmed cases, the deaths, and the updated when it is being updated, and also the details of the country. Okay, so now let's again fetch what exactly was our table. So if you see, you could see now there is one row has been inserted, which is United Kingdom, the recovery, the confirmed cases, the recovered cases, the deaths, and when it has been updated. Okay, let's say if I give a date which is not inside the table. Okay, I mean, let's suppose I'm giving a date which is not available in the table. What happens then? Let's see. Okay, I'm doing that. It says the details of this timestamp does not exist. See, now if I just give the same date that is available in the table, it will fetch you the data, right? The same thing. Okay, now let's see other examples what we have implemented. So you have seen the get functions, you have seen the get with the details like the date, exact date, and you have also seen if the timestamp is not present, then it will give you the error like details of this timestamp does not exist. So now what we'll see how to update the details of that date. Okay, let's see if it's coming. Okay, so now currently you can see it is 4351668127776 and 126857. Let's suppose I keep something else. Country is United Kingdom. The confirmed cases are only 14,000. The recovered cases 1,400. And the deaths are only 2. Okay. For the date, this one. gave. Okay, you see, it has been confirmed. Okay, so the confirmed cases has been changed. The country is there. That's to recovered 100 and updated has been changed. Okay, so now let's see if we fetch the details again from the table. So in the table also it has been different. Like it is 14,000 now 102. Okay, so we have updated the things in the table, right? Now let's go with what will be okay. Let's delete that row. Okay, so let's delete this row. Case details. Yes, that's delete. Delete the row which has the timestamp as this one. Okay, so if I give this one and press enter. Okay, so it says that the message has been deleted and the data which has been updated on this timestamp has been deleted. So now if you fetch the details of your table, it should throw you error which says like no row has been present in your table, right? Because there was only single row and we have already deleted it. So when we say it, you see it says no data present. Now we are finished with all the CRUD operations. Let's see how we can containerize this whole API. Okay, so for doing that, you need to first install the Docker image file into your instance, and then you need to build an image for your app. Okay, and doing that, this is the command sudo docker build. And after doing this, you will need to run your file. Okay, so now we'll run it. Okay. So to run the file, we have command sudo docker run. We'll define the port and we'll give the image name. Okay. So it was app underscore image is version 4. Okay. So once we give that, you see it started running on https 00500 again. Okay. Now let's see what we can achieve from AWS. Let's see about some other features that is allowed in the AWS. So let's suppose you have the database, okay, and you want to protect it. You want only your group mates to work on your database and others should not have access to it. Okay. So for doing that, you can define one user and another is the group. Okay. Let's suppose I have created one group that is the mini project. Okay. So in the mini project, I have assigned a group mate which is Pulkit. Okay. So I have defined in some of the permissions. For the permission, you can see in the project policies. Okay. So in the policies, you can see that I have given him the RDS control for the full read function. So he won't be able to update anything in the database instance. He will be only able to read the files and read all the structures of the database, but he won't be able to update it. So these are the policies and roles you can define to a particular user or a particular group, and then you can save it in here, and you can the users can switch their roles and provide the details of the roles and also the policy, I mean the roles ARN. Okay, after giving those details, he can switch the roles and use the database instance just for the read, because I have only given him the ability to read only. There is no write policy that I have given it, so he won't be able to like write anything inside that database instance. So that's it. I hope you all got an idea about how the RESTful web services work and what can be achieved through cloud computing. The GitHub link I'll be posting in some days in the description. If you want to go through the whole code, you can go through it. And if you've got got any doubts, you can post it in the comments. Thank you.